Hey, who says we don't cover all tabs? This just in to the Daily Coppock. The mayor of the city of Chicago, Richard M. Daley, apparently involved in a major altercation outside his South Side residence last night. The mayor, frequently billed as the Iron Sheik, was said by a number of local residents to be imbibed at the time of his altercation with noted professional wrestler and occasional talk show host Terry Hulk Hogan. Charges are pending against both men as we speak. All right, hey, it's hump day. They can't all be gems. I'm allowed one lousy line, but believe me, it won't be the last. Over to baseball. My first reaction about this kid, how soon does he have Tommy John surgery? Did you hear about the phenom for the Reds last night, the Cuban refugee, Aroldis Chapman? He was throwing the pills so hard, he could have knocked down the Buckingham Fountain. Clocked on the gun at 102 miles per hour in the Reds' victory over the Houston Astros. And speaking of the Reds and their manager, the toothpicked Dusty Baker. Can we blame Dusty right now if he is laughing at the buffoons over at the friendly confines? He's got a 7-game lead in the National League Central. La Russa, the Cardinals, nowhere fast. Cubs are headed to Albuquerque. Dusty, my friend, laugh until you break your jaw. Way down yonder in Alabama, Sabinville, a problem. Their big-time running back, defending Heisman Trophy winner, Mark Ingram, is down with a knee. It was scoped yesterday. He will miss the big ball game this weekend between Alabama and San Jose State, a game in which Alabama is a 104-point favorite. Now, here's what's interesting. While Ingram goes down, this shows you how some clubs are locked and some clubs are loaded. I've talked to a couple of pro scouts who have told me that Ingram's caddy, a young man named Trent Richardson, is in fact a better ball player than Ingram. Now, last year, Richardson, in part-time duty, rushed for 800 yards with 8 touchdowns. All right, History 101. Listen very, very carefully to this. It occurred in 1971 on this date. Danny Murtaugh was managing the Pittsburgh Pirates. He sent out a lineup card. What was so unique about that lineup card? It was the first time a baseball manager ever sent 9 black ball players to the field as a starting lineup. Now, we always talk about Jackie Robinson in 1948, and justifiably so, breaking baseball's heinous color barrier, but we should talk about that given day when Danny Murtaugh, manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates, sent out a lineup with 9 black ball players. A truly historic moment. Hey, we were just 3 years past the tragic assassination of Martin Luther King. We weren't all that far removed from Watts and the west side of Chicago. All right, this is living, breathing proof that if you watch soccer, you are a significant minority. And by the way, these are some of my favorite and more prolific soccer moments over the years. Sunday's game between DC United and Chivas United States drew a 0.1 rating. What does that mean in layman's terms? 99.9% of American televisions were either tuned into the Food Channel or were off. The game did an 0.1 rating, and you're going to tell me soccer is a major sport? I've been hearing all this garbage all these years. Soccer was going to be the sport of the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 21st century. I forgot already who won the World Cup, for heaven's sakes. Soccer? It's not on the radar screen. You know what? Hey, this just screams old-time football. Tell me this isn't classic. Yesterday, a flock of Miami Dolphins had to get down on their hands and knees after practice. What were they looking for? A contact lens? No, they were looking for a $55,000 diamond ring. This is amazing to me. Kendall Langford was wearing a $55,000 diamond earring. He lost it. They never found it. The grass was mowed. Now I'm hearing talk from my buddy Eric, my producer on this show, that the ring wasn't insured. Can you imagine Dan Hampton or Mongo McMichael getting down on their hands and knees to look for an earring? What kind of a world do we live in? All right, fat guys shouldn't be dancing at halftime. I may have done this one before, but it's worth doing again. I want all you people out there to make it a point at least once in your life to visit the Pro Football Cathedral, Lambeau Field up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. There is no ballpark like it. The sight lines are so unique. It was built way back in the late 1950s. It sat about 35,000 people. Now, of course, capacity has been doubled, and the sight lines have not lost any of their flavor. The intimacy and charm has not lost 1 ounce of its uniqueness. Make it a point to visit the Green Bay Packer gift shop, walk up and down Lombardi Avenue, maybe on the way up you stop in Kohler, Wisconsin, and play the Whistling Straits Golf Course. But as I mentioned, fat guys shouldn't be dancing at halftime. You have got to see Lambeau Field. Now, how many people out there, as we turn to the music portion of the Daily Coppock, remember this guy used to play in a band with a gentleman by the name of Neil Young. Oh, he was one bad motor scooter. No longer with us. Rick James, the kind of boy you don't take home to mama, if you know what I mean. When he wasn't doing the Mary Jane on stage, he was turning out punk funk. Dig Rick James right now. You know what? Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. We are back tomorrow. Don't forget, Friday is Facebook Friday. We answer your questions right here on the Daily Coppock. Until then, peace, love, and rock and roll. And hey, don't forget, Rick James, in his prime, there was nobody better. Catch you tomorrow. So long, everybody.